But then cook it down! Now!
Hey, what's up, guys? Progressive transformation in here, and today I wanted to talk to you about a subject.
Do you know why we're here today?
For a video?
We're going to talk about where babies come from.
About protein, the protein hierarchy, and the first thing we're going to talk about in the protein hierarchy, and the most important of them all, is protein intake, daily protein intake, and all essential amino acids intake. Okay, what am I talking about when I say amino acids and the nine essential amino acids intake? Well, I'm talking about the need to have a diverse and rich diet where you consume a lot of protein sources in order to get all 9 essential amino acids, which are then going to be used in the protein synthesis processes, which are conducive with the hypertrophic processes, or the muscle building, or the increasing of sarcomeres in parallel. And when I talk about the intake, the daily intake of protein, I talk about how much protein, the quantity of protein that you should be intaking in order to have a net anabolic state. And I'm saying net anabolic state and not an anabolic state, because during any time of the day you are not anabolic or catabolic. You need to understand that eating protein and eating protein throughout your day will indeed lead you to a net anabolic state, but and it is conducive with an anabolic state, but that when you enter an anabolic state, a catabolic state also follows. You can really think about anabolism and catabolism and as peaks and valleys, in which the peak of the anabolic response will be higher in some times, and the peak of the catabolic response will be higher other times. What you really are striving for is to intake protein in order to achieve a net anabolic state. And when I say net, I mean that you were anabolic more times during the day than you were catabolic, meaning that you synthesized proteins more often than you were burning or eating them, if you can understand this concept. And it is true that protein intake is conducive with this net anabolic state. You might then be asking, okay, how much protein should I eat during the day? First of all, let's touch onto two subjects. You need to know that different people express these measurements in different ways. Some people talk about grams of protein per pound that you need to eat, and other people might talk about grams of protein per kilogram that you need to eat. Other people might even talk about grams of protein that you need to eat per kilogram of lean body mass or total body weight. You need to really look out and see in which metric people are talking when they are expressing themselves to you, so you can get a really accurate measurement and not go to any extreme of the scale when you talk about protein daily intake needs. And the other thing I wanted to talk about before I dive into the numbers is that a lot of people will exaggerate the need you have for protein in order to actually be conducive in order to actually build muscle. Okay, and why do they do this? And you just really need to think what's in it for them. What would they gain in exaggerating this number? And you would see that a lot of people that exaggerate this number are people that want to sell you supplements, and they want to put you in a state of panic and thinking that you cannot absolutely ingest the sufficient protein and nutrition during your day, and that you need to supplement with their protein supplementation. You see that now. It's all about money most of the times. So don't let yourself be fooled by this idea. So, having that said, let's now dive into some numbers. Schoenfeld, in one of his studies, Schoenfeld and colleagues, in one of his studies, dived deep and found that a range of 1.6 grams of protein to 2.2 grams of protein per total body weight per kilogram of total body weight would be an ideal range for you to achieve muscle hypertrophy. But then Eric Helms did a study in which he found that 0.8 to 1.3 grams of protein per pound of total body weight would be the general range that you need to go for. And why am I talking about these two really different ranges? Well, I'm talking about this so that you guys can understand that this is a really controversial topic and there is no real consensus. What I can tell you though is that Eric Helms also did a meta-analysis, and when I say meta-analysis, I say that he picked up most of the relevant information and research on the topic, and he studied it to come with a conclusion that actually a range of 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of total body weight would be conducive with an hypertrophic state. So I would actually recommend to you guys these guidelines: 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of total body weight are pretty soundly supported by scientific research. And now let's talk about the second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and it is the medium importance in this hierarchy, which is meal frequency. Okay, how many meals should you have during the day? I'm going to take a different approach on this one, and I'm going to tell you first the answer. And you might be asking yourself to try to backtrack. Why 4 meals during the why of this answer? There was a study that discovered that I will try to explain as best as I can, but it would say something in the lines of you need time to properly digest your protein between meals. So that said, in the study, the author recommended 4 to 6 meals with some good levels of protein in each of them during the day, and that is what I would recommend. I myself do 4 meals a day. It is what fits best with me in my schedule. If you're a regular gym goer, you don't really have any need to go and have 6 to 8 meals. You know, it's just something for the elite and really top level bodybuilders that really need the nutrition and really need to time their food around their workouts. You don't need to go that far. 4 meals to 6 meals are perfectly what you would need in order to elicit a good net anabolic state during your day. And for meal frequency, I would say that it is it. One thing though, before we move on to the next subject, is this: even though that 4 to 6 meals a day are evidence supported, if you cannot do 4 to 6 meals a day, if you can only do 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, just focus on the most important aspect, which is the daily protein intake. It doesn't really make much of a difference if you have 5, 6, 4, 3, 2 meals a day. If you eat the daily protein levels that you need to in order to have an hypertrophic response in your body, in order to actually be conducive with building muscle. So if you cannot, because of life in general, do 4 to 6 meals, just do what you can do and focus on the first aspect we talked about. And the last aspect and less important aspect is actually the timing of meals between trainings. Okay, there is one thing that I want to talk before I move on to the nitty-gritty, which is you need to understand, for us, regular gym goers or more enthusiastic gym goers, but not pro athletes, the timing in between meals and protein intake and nutrient intake around the workout is really unnecessary. Okay, there is no such thing as an anabolic window, so you can forget the myth that you need to be doing the last set of your bench press and that you need to be having your protein shake in your hands and really gulping it all down, otherwise you will lose all your muscle. That's not true. There is no scientific evidence for that, and so you don't really need to worry about it. It has been debunked a lot of times, and you can search this topic on the internet if you don't personally believe in what I'm saying. And having this said, it is really a topic that is up to you. You need to understand. Okay, I went and trained fasted because I like training fasted. Okay, if you didn't take any nutrients and protein before you went to your workout, it does make sense that you need more urgently to have some proteins and nutrients after your workout. Even then, you don't need to run to your house. You can take your time. There is no set period in which you need to take food in order for your muscles to grow. What you really need to worry is, like I said, the first thing we talked about. And this is it. I mean, if you like eating before you go to work out better, you should eat before you go and work out. If you like to split your meals like I do, I, for example, like the energy and not feeling too full when I go work out. So what do? I actually split my meal, my dinner, into 2 portions. I eat the first one before I go, I work out, I leave hungry. I eat the second when I get home, and then I go to sleep. I mean, it's really up to you. Just don't be fooled by these guys that say that you need to fulfill your anabolic window. Like I said in the first point, there is no such thing as an anabolic window, and the people that really try to push you the idea of an anabolic window are which people? The people that try to sell you their protein supplements. It does make sense, yeah? They need you to think that you should be having protein before your workout, after your workout, and even during the workout, you know? Because that way you will buy more of their protein and they will make more money. So really try and look for the scientific evidence, and don't really trust when someone says that the stuff they are trying to sell you is beneficial for you all the time. Okay? And yeah, that was it. I think I covered everything I wanted to on this video. And thank you guys for watching, and peace out.